Hey, hello friends, it's Ann popping back on. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's been a long time since I popped on live, I feel like. So welcome to the new year. I just thought this would be a really fun, quick pop on tonight as I'm making a quick soup for supper. And I had just several things I thought, oh, I'll go on here live and tell you guys about them as I'm doing it. So like any new year, I try to think about what I want to do for the year. I try to come up with some new ideas. For both our regular living, but also for my business too. So that's what I'm doing today. So a couple of things that I'm going to tell you I'm going to try new this year as I pop on live, which you know is random. I do it whenever it works in my schedule. So hopefully you guys get to see it once in a while. But a couple of the things that I'm going to try to do is when I purchase or use a new product, I'm going to kind of do a review for you, and I'll try to keep it kitchen related, but if I find something else that I absolutely love that's not kitchen related, I'll let you do that too. The other thing new, I mentioned this before the holidays, but I am just trying to be really resourceful this year when it comes to purchasing groceries. So I'm really trying to use things in my pantry, freezer, refrigerator, cupboards a day or two longer before I go back to the store again, because it's one of the tips I read in a financial planning book that just makes so much sense to me. So why not use up some things? So today I was digging in my freezer and I found this package of Bratwursts that had been in there since last summer, and I'm like, okay, these need to be used even though it's winter. So I decided I'm going to make a Bratwurst chowder tonight for dinner. So that's what I'm going to do. So I have here, and I'll move this a little bit with a different angle, but I have on top of my stove, sorry about that, I have on top of my stove the enamel coated cast iron Dutch oven that I absolutely love. And so in it right now is just a couple teaspoons of oil heating up a little bit, because to make this chowder recipe, you first want to saute a few vegetables. So I have that warming up. And while I did that, in my manual food processor, I think you guys can see this, but I've put in onions, carrots, celery, and jalapenos. And I'm going to chop this up. So yes, there will be a little bit of spice to this, but you know, I've created this recipe, so if you don't like the spice, you can leave out the jalapenos at your house. But I put them in the bottom of the manual food processor. This is probably one of the biggest time-saving prep tools that I feel I use a lot. So I literally just pump the handle and it's making it chop. And I want it pretty coarse. I don't want it really fine for a chowder. I like there to actually be chunks in there. And so I'm just gonna chop it up a few more times. And then I'm going to dump those right into the Dutch oven. And then, I chopped so tight, or so hard that it was stuck. I'm gonna scrape all the goodies off into there. You'll probably be able to hear it simmering. I'm gonna pull the blade out. I'm going to just let those be simmering for a couple minutes. And I wanted to show you one other thing. I think you can see on here. Sometimes I like different texture or different sizes of chunks and things when I am sauteing something or making a soup or chowder. So I do use our crinkle cutter a lot. So I left some carrots over here that I hadn't thrown in the manual processor. And I just use a rocking horse motion. So then you can see you have all these little crinkle cuts. You can make great carrot sticks with this too. I use this a lot for cheese cubes as well. And then I'm not by any means a professional baker or cake decorator or anything like that. But I will tell you that a friend of mine that does do that has told me that these are wonderful to like frost a sheet cake with. So like if you're gonna make, or even like pumpkin bars, and you make that really good cream cheese frosting, you can load this up with frosting and then spread it on the whole pan. I've heard it looks beautiful too, because you kind of have that really nice striping on there. So crinkle cutter is the name of it, but I do use it a lot. So this recipe wants me to just saute these vegetables for, you know, 3 or 4 minutes on medium heat. And then we're gonna add in the pieces of bratwurst that I already cubed up, just thawed them out and cubed them up since I found them buried in the freezer. And then we're gonna add 2 cups of black beans. And you guys, I have to tell you, I do black beans in our quick cooker, which is sitting back here, you know, because you can buy a bag of these beans for like pennies on the dollar compared to buying cans of black beans. So use the black beans. Our quick cooker is like Pampered Chef's version of a pressure cooker or Instapot. I'll move it over here a little bit so you can see it. You guys, you can take, this is the item that I've told you before, you can take a whole chicken that you forgot to get out of the freezer. You can throw that in the quick cooker with a half a cup of water, and in 30 minutes, it will literally fall off the bone. I used that before the holidays several times, but you could do so much in there. You can even make a cheesecake in a quick cooker. So, but I did the black beans because it is so much less expensive. So I make a whole batch and then I freeze them in 2-cup pouches. So then when I need black beans in a recipe, I have them readily available to quickly dump in. So that is one of my favorite things. And I should tell you too, this is like big news from Pampered Chef, because we rarely do like quote sales, but the electric sale is going on in January. So that means that the quick cooker, the famous air fryer, which I'm going to use the air fryer too, because with this Bratwurst chowder, I'm making gooey cheesy garlic bread. I'm going to do it in the air fryer. And the cooking blender. So those 3 big electrics are all 25% off this month for everybody. So if you've been watching and thinking maybe I should get one, this might be the time. Or if you need a gift, send me a message. I can send you a special shopping link, and then I'll include some extra recipes too. So it's on those 3 big products. And then I should tell you too, this Dutch oven is coming up on special. This cast iron Dutch oven is coming up on special too. So I'll mention that for you as we're going along here as well. And then I think that's been a couple minutes anyway. So I am going to add the bratwurst. And you can see I have a couple other things sitting up here on this cutting board. And I have a chunk of Velveeta that I'm going to cube up towards the end. And this is a leftover piece of Italian bread that I found also in the freezer. I said I'm trying to be more resourceful. This will make really great ooey gooey cheesy garlic bread. So what I'll do is brush it with fresh garlic and melted butter. And then I will air fry it for about 2 minutes. Then I will pull it out, and then I'm going to put mozzarella and Parmesan cheese on the top and then air fry it again. I like it for about 4 more minutes. Just makes a fantastic garlic bread. And then I'll cut it in a diagonal so as my husband and I will both have a piece of that tonight. So I'm going to let this cook for a couple more minutes, and I want that to all get heated through before I do the broth stage. So as I'm doing that, I have a couple things I want you guys to do for me if possible. So as you're watching, or as you finish watching, you know, we just got through the holiday season where a lot of people did a lot of cooking and baking and socializing with their family in a different way this year. But gathering around the table still brings a lot of family meal times and memories. What I would love to hear is I would love you to put in the comments something that you made over the last month that people loved or was really fun, or you felt it was memory making. Like, did any of you do the gingerbread houses, or did any of you make something really festive for an appetizer for one of the holidays? Put it in the comments, because I would love to learn what you're cooking and what your household really likes, and that makes it so much more fun. The second thing I would love you to do is I would love you to share my video to your timeline. If you share my video to your timeline in January, whenever I go live, I am going to take all the shares and I'm going to put you in some drawings, and I'm going to send products, some prize products out. And so sharing is sharing is caring. That's kind of my philosophy. But I would love to broaden my business, as always, whether you've been a host, a customer, or just a friend. And by sharing my videos helps to do that. So I'm asking those 2 things of you tonight. So I'm asking you to put in the comments something you made over the last month that was a hit, and also to share my video to your own timeline so that I'll get some new exposure. So, and I'm not the perfect chef by any means. That's why I love my Pampered Chef business. So just a couple more minutes on this. And so while that is heating up for a couple more minutes, I'm going to actually put the black beans on top. I think that'll be fine now. Get that started to heat also. Then I want to tell you about the 2 products for the review that I want to do. So we tried 2 new things in the last year. The first one, it's been going on for a while now, Inglehoffer Creamy Dill Mustard. So you guys, I don't like mustard like on my burgers or anything, but I like mustard to cook. Like you need a good mustard in deviled eggs and in potato salad and in dips. This creamy dill mustard I was introduced to from a friend. It's Erin. Actually, she's on my Pampered Chef team, which is the bomb. But this is a fantastic product. So right now we have to buy it online because locally they don't carry the creamy dill. But you can order it online and it's not expensive. You can even buy it in a case box and share some bottles. That's what Erin does with me. So love this product. Then I have a product that I don't love so much that we tried. And actually we gave this in a stocking. Excuse me. So I've told you before I love margaritas. And so does this person. We put it in their Christmas stocking. But you guys, these are really cute. The company's done a fantastic job of marketing. They're called the On the Rocks Premium Cocktails. And I thought this one sounded delicious. It's the Jalapeno Pineapple Margarita. But I'm going to be very honest. In my opinion, save your money. It needs so much doctoring up. It's just blah. They have so many flavors, so I probably will try one more, but not worth the shelf space or the dollars. So have any of you tried these? Have you tried them? Let me know if you have a flavor you like, okay? Because this is gonna not stay on my shelf. So one hit, one not so hit. That's kind of what happens though when you do product reviews. I'm gonna grab a sip of water here. Okay, so this soup is heating through really well, or chowder, whichever you like to call it. The next part of the recipe says add in 2 cups of chicken broth. So again, the easy read cups so that you can set it down and I can literally pour in and I can watch from here the measure mark so I don't have to even lift it up. And when you hit to the 2 cup mark, pour it in. Now we're going to let that be covered and come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, then I'm going to do the next step and I'll tell it to you, but I won't keep you on here that long to wait and see. The next step is I take a 1/2 cup of milk and I will use the little mini whipper and I will whip in 1/4 cup of flour so that it is kind of a slew, so that you have a thickening. And then I will gently pour that into the boiling soup. I will let that cook for a few minutes till it starts to thicken. And then I will add however much more chicken broth I want for the thickness at the end. And then about 5 minutes or so before we're gonna serve this tonight, I will cube up this 1 cup of Velveeta cheese and I will stir it in until it's nicely melted. You probably could have used cream cheese maybe, or even some shredded cheese. I just like how Velveeta melts in soup and I buy the 2% kind, so I'm using a cup of it in this recipe. And then this chowder is a little bit like any soup. It'll be great tonight, but it'll probably be even better tomorrow, okay? That's kind of how they go. So, but Bratwurst chowder, if you find a package of Bratwurst in your freezer too, this gives you a new idea and a new way to use it up. And then one last thing I should tell you also what's going on, because I've had a couple people pop on my lives in the past and say, you know, tell me what the specials are. If you also get free shipping when orders are over $150. So that's a customer. If you want to host in January sometime, it's really fun. I'm doing virtual parties on Facebook all the time. They're really easy. You would get double free host shopping dollars, and you could get the air fryer, quick cooker, those types of things like free because of those double free shopping dollars. So, and the stainless steel nonstick skillets, like I've cooked with a lot, they're a 60% off option for hosts in January. So really cool deal. And then coming up in February, free gifts are the famous silicone basting brush. You know, this famous gem. If you spend $80 in February, you get this. Hosts in February can pick things like this cast iron Dutch oven skillet or Dutch oven. 60% off, I'm pretty sure. Just trying to think through what I remember from the cast iron sets in February. And then the last special is if you do watch me and see what I do and how much fun I have at this, and if you've ever wanted to do something like this, they just announced a signing bonus or a signing option in January to order a new consultant kit for $20.21 to give this business a try. And I love that part of my business. I love helping other people too. So I thought I'd just make sure I told you what all the specials were going on. So that's always fun. But remember my 2 challenges to you. Comment on the video. Let me know what you've made that was a huge hit over the last month. And then also share to your timeline. Thanks, you guys. Have a great night. And I hope you make bratwurst chowder soon.